Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Yesterday's square was so large, so I decided to keep today's very small, and we are making number 205 Granny Square of our 365 Days of Granny Squares. This one is designed by Jennifer over at So Hooked, so make sure you check out the written pattern for this. It's actually a written pattern for a 12-inch square, but we end on round 4 to make it a small square today. My square only ended up being 5.5 inches, so that is about 14 centimeters. So it's a very small square today, or like our normal size squares, I guess. But you can go on to repeating round 4 to make it larger, or you can follow along with the written pattern that Jennifer was so kind to allow us to use in this project. So make sure you check that out. You can make yours bigger to make it look like hers. And I'm using just 4 different colors today. You can use one solid color, you can use as many colors as you want, and if you go on to making, you know, rounds 5 through 11 in the written pattern, you can use it as like 11 different colors if you wanted to. But I'm using Red Heart Super Saver yarn. This is a 10-ply yarn. It's a worsted weight size 4 medium yarn. These are just scraps that I have lying around in my scrap basket, and what crocheter doesn't have scraps? I mean, come on. So it's a great project for scrap yarn. I'm going to be demonstrating with an H size hook today, which is a perfect size hook to use in this square. You could go a bigger or smaller hook depending on your tension, but size 5mm should work out for you on today's square. This is a very forgiving pattern. We're also going to need a yarn needle and a scissor just to cut our yarn, sew in our ends, those kinds of things. Those tools just come in handy. Before we start, I do want to mention there are other links in the description of this video. So there's a link to the written pattern by Jennifer, and then there's also a link to my blog, YARNutopia.com, where you'll get all 365 days of Granny Squares, and you'll get the photos. If you click the photo, it'll take you to its video tutorial here on YouTube, and then at the bottom of the blog there's that list of the ones that have written patterns available to you. So you will see number 205 Granny Square. It's called the Veritable V-Stitch, and it says a 12-inch block, but we're only making the 5-inch or 5.5-inch part of it. So that's by Jennifer, so you can click that and follow along with her pattern. And you know, if you feel so inclined, definitely make, you know, her 12-inch square and, you know, use that. We have some large squares in this project, so maybe making it bigger will allow you to use up all those big squares and make something fabulous out of them. Also, there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you're following me on both platforms and share your photos. I want to see your photos on the Facebook in the comments section. Just look for today's square and then put your photo in the comment section below it. And also on Instagram, make sure to hashtag 365 Days of Granny Squares and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your square. Today's square is so fabulous, just using double crochets, you know, just making the V-stitch, making chains, and double crochets to make this beautiful design. So let's just get right into it and make number 205 Granny Square. To start out, let's make a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, fold this down and pull that through. Pull tight, insert your hook, and we can start. So to start off, we are going to chain 4. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the first chain way over here, we are going to slip stitch. So go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, and through. So now we've created a ring, right, like this. If you know how to start with a magic ring, you can start that way as well. So for round 1, we are going to chain up 3. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, and 3. And into this ring, we are going to put 2 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, that's a double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so now it looks like there's 3 double crochets because this chain up 3 here counts as a stitch. So now we're going to do like a traditional granny square where we're going to chain 2 for the corner, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 3 double crochets into this ring. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So 1, whoops, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we're going to do that again. So chain 2, 1, 2, go back into the ring for 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 2, 1, 2, go back into the ring for 3 more double crochets. If you need to, scoot these over so you have room in here. And I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So now I have my last 3 in here. So we have our square, but we have to finish this corner. So we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then slip stitch to the top of this chain of 3 here. 1, 2, 3, right at the top, go in, and then yarn over and pull through and through for a slip stitch. Okay, so there is our first round, just like a traditional granny square. So now I am going to fasten off and change my color. If you're not changing color, slip stitch into this next double crochet right in here, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then go on to round number 2 by chaining up 4 and going on to round 2. But I'm actually going to change color, so I'm going to take all that out, and then I'm going to fasten off here, so I'm going to chain 1 and then cut my yarn. Okay, I'm going to pull that all the way through, pull it tight. You want to start this next round, if you are changing color, start it in a middle double crochet of any stitch or of any grouping here. So you can start in this one where I just showed you where to slip stitch into, or if you want to go into this middle double crochet here, or this middle double crochet here, okay, or this middle one. So you have 4 options on where you want to start. So I'm just going to start right in this one near to where we fastened off, right in that middle double crochet, and I'm going to pick up my new color, hook that on the hook, and pull that through. And then we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what that counts as is the first 3 chains count as our first double crochet, and then this next chain counts as our chain 1 space of the V stitch. So we're going to make a V stitch or a beginning V stitch in this same center double crochet, so we have to put a double crochet in there. So yarn over, go back into that same stitch that we just attached to, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so that is our first beginning V stitch. So this chain of 3, chain 1 space, and a double crochet. Then what we're going to do is in the corner right here, we're going to, let's see here, beginning V stitch in the center, double crochet, V stitch in the corner. Okay, so we're going to hop into the corner here, double crochet, then chain 1, and then put another double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. But since we are in the corner, we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then put another V stitch in there. So that's a double crochet, then chain 1, and then another double crochet in there. Okay, just like that. So there's our corner. Awesome! Then we are going to skip this double crochet right here, and we're going to V stitch into this middle double crochet here. So that's a double crochet, then chain 1, and then a double crochet. And now we're going to hop into the next corner here. So we're going to skip this double crochet, and then we're going to put a V stitch into this corner. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And then for the corner, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to put another V stitch in the same corner space. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Okay, we're almost back around to the beginning here, so we're going to skip this double crochet right here, and we're going to put a V stitch in this middle double crochet right there. So we're going to double crochet, then chain 1, and then double crochet back into that same stitch. Okay, now we're going to go into this next corner right here. So we're going to put a V-stitch, so yarn over, go into the corner, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, double crochet back into that same space, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet in the same space. Okay, then we're on our last side here, we're going to V-stitch into this middle double crochet here. So skip this double crochet, go into this double crochet for a V-stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And then in our last corner right here, we're going to make our last corner stitches, or corner V-stitch. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, then double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet, all in that same corner space. And now we can slip stitch to the third chain of this beginning chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, right in the third chain of that, go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, there's round 2. Going on to round 3, we want to slip stitch into the first chain space of this here. Let's see here. We can go into this space right next in here if you're not changing color. If you are, you can fasten off here. So I'm going to chain 1, cut this, and then pull that through, pull it tight. You can start basically in any of the chain spaces, but I'm just going to go right in here, right in the same next one right after we fastened off, right in this one. Okay, I'm going to grab my new color, hook that on the hook, and pull it through. Alright, then we are going to do a beginning V-stitch, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to double crochet into the same chain 1 space. So yarn over, go into the same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then we are going to, let's see here, V-stitch in the next chain 1 space. So right here, we're going to put a V-stitch, so that's a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Then we're in the corner, so we're going to put a V-stitch corner in here. So we're going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet, all in that same corner space, just like that. Then we're going to V-stitch in, let's see here, each in the chain 1 space, so right here. Okay, so in this next chain 1 space, we're going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Okay, then hop to the next chain 1 space here, and put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Then in this next chain 1 space, we're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And then we're just going to put in this corner here, we're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet, all in that same corner space. Okay, and then we're just going to repeat then what we did on this side and corner for this side and corner and each one around. Okay, so just do a V-stitch in each chain 1 space, and then do a V-stitch corner in the corners. And if you need to, refer to the written pattern on what those stitches are, or rewind this to learn how to do that. But I'm just going to do that all the way across, and then, or around, I guess, around the square. And then at the end of round 3, we'll go on to round 4 together. Okay, when you're finished with this round, you want to slip stitch to the third chain of this beginning chain 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, right at the top in there. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And now we can go on to round 4. If you're not changing color, just slip stitch into this chain 1 space and then chain up 4 and go on to round 4 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 here and cut my yarn because I'm going to change color. So I'm going to pull that through, pull it tight. And if you're changing color, you can start in any chain 1 space. I guess I'm just going to start right in here because if you're not changing color, we're going to start here anyway. So I'm going to pull out my new color, hook that on my hook and pull it through. And then we're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now in the same space, we are going to put a double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, that is our beginning V-stitch, just like that. So now we're basically going to be repeating round 3, okay? So in the chain 1 spaces of the V-stitches, we're going to put a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the chain 1 space. So in this chain 1 space here, we're going to go in for a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet. And then in the corners, we're going to put a V-stitch corner, which is a double crochet, chain 1, a double crochet, chain 2, a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, all in the same corner space. There's our corner. And then we're just going to go onto the side here and put a V-stitch in the V-stitch chain 1 spaces, okay? In each chain 1 space, we're putting a V-stitch. But again, if you need help on, knowing what a V-stitch is, or, need help on the stitch names or count or anything, you can go to the pattern, the written pattern, and follow along there. Or just repeat round 3. It's that simple. So I'll meet you up though when I'm going on to round 5, and I'm going to change color again also. Alright, I am just finishing up here, and I just want to slip stitch to the 3rd chain right here, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then I'm going to fasten off, so I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. Now at this point in the pattern, I am going to fasten off here, but I only did 4 rounds. You could continue with repeating rounds 3 and 4. I guess we repeated round 3 for round 4. So now you can repeat round 3 as many times as you want to make this as big as you want, or follow along with the written pattern. There is a single crochet round next, and then there's a double crochet round after that. And then there's a single crochet round after that, and then going back into the V-stitches. So, I mean, you can really, make this as big as you want. You can modify it to make it your own. You could end here, because I think this makes it around 5 inches. And then, you can follow along with the written pattern. It goes up to, I'll tell you how many rounds the pattern itself goes up to 11 rounds. And if you know how to, once you get to the main pattern, or the written pattern, and want to make it even bigger than the 12-inch square that it is on the written pattern, you can make it even bigger. You can make a huge blanket out of these V-stitches. That worked up so fast for me. So I'm just sewing in these ends, stretching it out. I may need to block this. It's a little wonky for me, not too bad. Stretch it out, make it pretty. But there you have it. Number 205 Granny Square is complete. Thank you so much to Jennifer for making this pattern for us, available to us, and allowing us to use it in our big project. Make sure you check her out at sewhooked.org. So I'll put her information. It's actually blog.sewhooked.org. So make sure you check out those links to get this written pattern. But like I said, I ended at round 4. You could go on to making rounds 5 through 11 on your own. But this is so fabulous, and I love the V-stitch design. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hooking!